in the world. It's the safest world is to live. The most fools and the most dangerous projects. Tell about it. And certainly, well, Tai Chi will tell you about it this morning. Right? Wisdom is the key. And so, henceforth, in a nutshell, we're going to bring to the youths whom we are targeting, where their beginning is from. So this morning, this edition named Africa. So let's go. Africa was the seat of civilization, a continent of vast empires. Amongst its people were great prophets, teachers, and leaders who had distinguished themselves through their visionary equity, knowledge, and powers. Around the 1st century AD, the great mountainous kingdom of Ethiopia arose. Its people were an indigenous group of blacks who were highly intellectual. Ethiopia was governed by kings who sought to trade with Egypt, Arabia, Greece, and other countries whose ports laid along the Indian Ocean. By the 2nd century, this civilization was well established as a center of world trade and written from of its language. G.S. involved. By the beginning of the 4th century, Ethiopia had become a Christian nation through the conversations of its king, as Izana. Ethiopia, then, it's not only one of the oldest black Christian tradition, but it provides us with important information on the history of the biblical text through the Ethiopian biblical manuscript, which were written in GS. Like Ethiopia, other mighty emperors maintained their prominence by aggressively trading with faraway cities and expanding their territory through conquest of other lands. Thus, through commerce and war, the people of Africa began a migratory pattern that took them away from their original regions. Such migration eventually spawned powerful kingdoms, especially in the West Africa. Ghana, Mali, Sanghay, and the Mose states are among most notable. Ghana dates back to the next century before BC, long before AD 1000. It was a major, well-organized empire which had intricate system of democracy. Its riches came from an abundance of gold, a lively slave trade, and a tax system not unlike our own. Mining, farming, and artistry made the regions thrive. But later, internal strife, invasions from rival neighboring states, and severe climatic changes caused Ghana to fall in the 13th century. With the collapse of Ghana came Mali, a more powerful state whose famous capital Timbuktu and equally famous city Djenné were highly regarded as Islamic centers of culture and education, as well as trade and commerce. Mali's most famous emperor Manasseh Musa, who ruled from 1312 to 1337, he remembered for making a pilgrim to Mecca through Cairo dressed in full regalia with large entourage of slaves, elephants and camels who were ornately groomed and several trunks filled with gold. Musa gave lavish presents of gold as he traveled, and it's believed that he causes the price of Egypt gold to fall because of his action. Although Musa was killed in a military tactics, he is also credited for boosting commerce and proselytizing Islamic more than any one of his predecessors. Right? Despite Mali's military and commercial success, it was eventually eclipsed by Senghor Empire. Like Mali, Senghor Empire provided greatly from shrewd trading. Its people, who were primarily traders, also flourished as farmers, fishermen, shepherds, and craftsmen. The military skills kept them safe from attack, but widespread rebellion coupled with an invasion of Timbuktu by the Moroccans in 1591 caused the empire to collapse. Then Mossi states, later known as Upper Volta and today as Burkina Faso, succeeded Senghor. It became the most powerful and most industrial state in the region. It survived as African state for over 500 years and was the last of the great black Western African state when it was subjugated by the French in 1896. By the French in 1896, it opened the way to European dominance in West Africa, which was then a major source for the Atlantic slave trade. Tomorrow we look at the diasporas and then the meaning of the diasporas as we try to bring these daily updates of ancient time as an effort to let the younger generation or who do not know where they are from. As Marcus Garvey said, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going, right? So we got to learn our history, our foundation, or else we're going to keep on meandering in the system, right? Because we do not know our roots. We did not start by scamming. How did we reach there? Yes, they taught us, they forced us. As our little island today, we have seen robbery is on the increase. Defense tragedy as one section closed down, as one section of earning, let's say survival shut down, they look for another one, right? So the thing must fix from its root with fair share of opportunities for all, right? Get the knowledge, youth man. Take the knowledge, or else is one industry gonna survive. and that's the morgue. I am Tai Chicos, your revelator.